neutral.
Salute, salute, salute. DBN, salute, my guys. Appreciate the pull up. Asia, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Let them come on in the building. Coming in the building. Come on in the building. Grown man thoughts. Salute. Appreciate the pull up. This a grown man thoughts type of live today. Stacks with Papino, my guys. With Papino, with Papino. AP, salute. Cam Stone, salute, my guy. You already know from mine and yours. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go tune into my guy, Cam Stone Network, man. You know what I mean? Be there, be squared. That's a whole fact. Be there, be squared. Cam Stone, what you say? I see you. I see you one of those. Hold on, put my second frames on. Yeah, you know I gotta step out. You know I step out. You know what I mean? I step out, man. You know the streets is my bed, man. The sidewalk is my pillow, man. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. We gotta drop some dope content today. You know, I wanna, just switch it up a little bit. I don't want to be starting to feel like I'm a lawyer and a district attorney. I'm following cases and all that. I ain't, you know what I mean? Free the ones who deserve to be free, man. You know, I see your boy Thugger about to take a plea. I don't know why he waited this long. That was stupid. Rich King, salute my guys, you already know. Yeah, DBN, you know what I mean? Like, that was stupid. You know what I mean? Take a plea now. That was dumb. An open plea on top of that. I think it's an open plea, am I right? Do anybody know how much time that he got in the chat? Anybody know how much time they're giving Young Thugger? Yeah, it definitely it makes sense, DBN. That right there was confusing, man. You know what I'm saying? But, he know what we don't know. What you think he's going to get? I don't know. That's what I said. It's an open plea to. He wanted to see who's solid. Yeah, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you what avenue he opened. FDF Sack said he took 45, 25. Blackout TSTV, salute. How much time did he plead to, or did he take an open plea? That's what I want to know. Did he take an open plea, or did he take, you know, a number that they gave him and he pled out to it? And then I have a question after that. Thugger just lucky it's not a Fed case. Yo, DBN, that's why I'm about to hit on that. I want to ask a question. Non-negotiable, open plea bargain. So they ain't got to, they could still roof him. But DBN made a point. My question is can the feds intervene After this, would that be double jeopardy or what? Carmelo, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Like, can the feds come in and take over and still do them dirty? You know what I mean? That's what I would like to know. I would like to know that. Uncle Ralph, salute, man. Appreciate the pull up. Feds can't get him if he copped out. So that's probably what it was. That's probably what his lawyer told him. Listen, you better cop out right now, because if you don't, the feds will come in and snatch him right on up. That's what that probably was about. Okay, the police stop the feds from picking it up. Facts. Yeah, it's an open plea. You know, so, you know, that part he was smart on his behalf. Silas, salute. Appreciate the pull up, man. Yeah, that's wicked, man. That he even had to. That's crazy. Well, we'll see what they give him, yo. We'll see what they give him. Silas said, right now, bro, love your life. That's a fact. You gotta love your life. Ain't nobody else gonna love it for you. Yeah. Then I think, too, as well, as at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, like, it's, I can't even call it. You know, I do know and understand. They said that's the longest trial in Georgia history. So he doing 5 joints out of 20. He gonna get 20 probation in 5 years. Wow. So is that official? Is that what they gave him, or that's what he could be looking at? He got 2 years in already. So is that official? Is that what they gonna give him, or that's what he gonna be looking at? Salute, salute, Greg Money, salute. Appreciate the pull up. You already. But they say 45. He got to do 25 of it in custody. So is that what they saying though? Stacks, or that's just what he hoping to get? I asked the AI, and that's what it said. The state is recommending, but it's up to the judge. Okay, copy. Rico Sleeves, you already from mine and yours. Salute. Yeah, I knew it was that. He took an open plea, so you know what I mean. His life is in their hand. That's a fact. We'll see how that's gonna go. That's gonna be crazy. Damn, Major, free dirt. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. She must love us some dirt. Asia must be in love with dirt. Say Boogie salute. DB and you locked in. That's a fact. We gonna get to it though. We gonna let him come up under the building. We gonna get to it. We gonna have a dope one, man. We gonna get up out of that trying to be a lawyer and district attorney mode. You know what I mean? We gonna get out of that. We gonna talk some real life ish today. You dig? That's what we gonna do today. Word. I see what that thumbnail say. You know? When the reflection of your child, that joint just goes bad. We gonna break that down. AJ salute. Appreciate the pull up. Current fourth monkey. Just got my freak on in my Ford. No paperwork. Hot tune, start heads, and stage 3. Yeah, nah, oh. All right, salute to you. Salute to you. AJ Chiller, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Yeah, I was talking to somebody blackout. Thugger should have cut ties to to the real street is. That's what he should have did. He should have been got himself up out of that. Word up. He should have been got himself up out of that. He should have been did that. But yeah, I just try to jump in another lane real quick. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you don't want to get caught up sounding like a district attorney, a DA, and be worrying about other people's cases and all that. I ain't want all that. So this one gonna be a short one, real short one today. I'm only gonna give an hour today. Word. So y'all see the thumbnail, man. I'm gonna need some chat participation in this one, man. There's a lot of questions that I like to ask. You know what I mean? So I can hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? So the question of the matter is, like I said, when you dealing with kids in school, you dig, and you know how you is as a parent, and you see your child will be reflection of that. Meaning if you a hothead, sometime a possibility your child will be a hothead, and and understand that, and you can also correct it. But what happens when it goes bad? You know what I mean? Your child, you're like, damn, that, you ever had that, damn, she, or, an older person, it's like, yo, you remind me of your mom, you remind me of your pops, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You dig? And you like, oh, yeah, I remember I used to do that. You know what I mean? So it becomes, the reflection of the things that you used to do, or, maybe your child witnessed you doing. You know what I mean? So at the end of it all, it becomes, how should I say, uh, it becomes a reflection that goes bad. You know what I mean? Because now as you older, the only thing that you go, that you can spread is that, you got to hold yourself accountable, no matter what. You know what I mean? Even if you foul out, you know what I mean? You got to hold yourself accountable to you fouling out. You know what I'm saying? So, moving forward, with that being said, little story, child in school, you dig, and, uh, things are being, you know, what kids do. Horse playing, you know what I mean? Throw something at a person and then that child just wig out, you know what I mean? And start to fighting or whatever have you. You know, uh, as a parent, what do you do in a manner of that such, as far as the punishment, what I mean, knowing, the end of the day, somebody throws something at your child, you know, what would be you know, the steps that you would take, not to correct it, you know what I mean, because it's done already, you know what I mean, but to hold your child accountable. Skin and bone salute, man. Appreciate the pull up. You know what I mean? To hold your child accountable. You know what I mean? Because you don't understand your child. Ain't nobody gonna know your child like you know your child. So is that official? Is that what they saying, or is that what he looking to try to get? Asia. So did he get 40 years and he got to serve 5 in, or that's just what they saying? Yo, I was just thinking on that for real. My son be charging up. He only 9 months. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? We definitely got to watch as parents. You know what I mean? How we move, because your child will come right behind you and pretty much move the same way. So then you got to ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? How would you, as they would say, chastise your child? I mean, how would you chastise your child? You get what I mean? If he messes up, it's 15 years probation, then he'll have to serve some of that in. Okay. So again, Asia, is that official? Did he get 40? Did he get the time? Or his lawyers still recommend what he should get? Oh, the judge reading it now? Oh, all right. All right, cool. Yeah, so, that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with a situation, you know what I mean? Your child, she's in school, you got, the kids, they horse playing. Use a child at one point. You know what I mean? You're in the lunchroom, you throwing food, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I mean? And, so happen, some food or something, they hit your child. You know what I mean? Then your child just get up and wig out. You know what I mean? And, for me, dealing with the schools, they got to handle things even. You know what I mean? I don't think it's fair for them to handle things uneven because the way I was raised, you know, even if I was with somebody, you dig, and I didn't commit the act, but I was with somebody who did, and I got caught, you know what I mean, and I get into a confrontation with that person, my mom still she gonna hold me accountable for that. You know what I mean? Because, my mom always said, you know what I mean, be your friends that'll get you in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Your friends definitely get you in trouble. Yeah. So, you know, when you're dealing with the school system, it should be something that's evenly handled. You know what I mean? No matter what, because it's always a reaction to someone's action. You understand? There's always a reaction to someone's action. So, do y'all feel all parties should get suspended? Or is it okay just to suspend one party, you know what I mean, and the other parties that cause the friction, nothing happens to them? You know what I mean? How would you chastise your child? You understand? Jimmy P, salute my guys. Are you already, man? Appreciate the pull up. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Talk back to me. Tavon Miller, salute my guys. Yeah, I know. I was talking to somebody. Yeah, I was talking to somebody, Jimmy P. Tavon Miller, hope all is well. That's a fact. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? So, guys like Tavon Miller probably contest. What you think about that, man? Like, what you think about, at the end of the day, you know, um, when you're dealing with the school system and, when you see that reflection from your little one, you see them kind of acting out as you would have acted out when you was around that age and things go down the wrong way, you know what I mean? And pretty much, they make, your child pay. Uncle Ralph, salute, appreciate the pull up. And they make your child pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like they how would I say? They what's the word can I use, man? Uh Pretty much they hold your child accountable for something where it was three parties involved. So I would think all three parties should have held themselves accountable for what took place. You know what I mean? I don't think it just should be one sided because it's always a reaction to an action. You understand what I'm saying? So when you have a reaction, if the action would have never took place, the reaction would have never took place. You know, so I feel, you know, like you dealing with these schools and you got these people, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's doing nonsense. Jaden Salute, you know, that's dealing with the nonsense. You know what I mean? It's like, goddamn, you know, like, you know, in order for you to whistle, you know what I mean? Hold on for me, people. Monique Salute, DBN said, it's different. My pops was locked up all the time, so I didn't have him to correct certain things, certain behaviors. Yeah, that's a fact. When he said, you always get back what you did as a child to your children. That's a whole fact. Hoodies up. Salute, man. Salute, salute. You already salute. Yeah, that's the kind of point that I'm kind of making too. You know what I mean, Monique? Like, when you look back and you see the things that's going on and you like, damn, man, I remember I used to do the same dumb stuff. You know what I mean? And when you hold yourself accountable to the dumb stuff that you know you used to do, you know, where does it leave you to chastise your child in a manner to where as though, you know, it's like, yo, why I'm the only one, you know, getting punished for a situation that it wasn't on me. It was my reaction. You know what I mean? AP salute. You know, so, you know, that's why, you know, I put that up. You know, you get bad kids, you know what I'm saying? Because you, for one, you have to acknowledge your child. You got to know your child better than that school system know your child. You know what I mean? And when you start knowing and understanding, you know what I mean? When you start knowing and understanding what's going on, dealing with your child, you know what I mean? Then you can get you should get a better outcome. My mom said that until this day, your daughter is just like you, no filter, train to go. Right. But does that make that right? It don't make it right. That's why I say the reflection of you, it backfires, it goes bad. Because now, you know, you are left in, you know, to question yourself, like, hold on, wait, how can I parent this to make it to where as though my daughter no one understand or my son no one understand that wrong was done. You know what I mean? Whether, you know, you got the right end of the stick or you got the wrong end of the stick, but just to know and understand that, you know, wrong was done. You know what I mean? DBN said, I feel like that's, you know, that taught me to react and know when to step and to correct those unwanted behaviors. Right. Tavon said, my mom always told me if I find you with a gun or drugs, you gotta go. She wasn't with that or never pushed it. When she found my stash at 18, I knew it was all my. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. James A. Salute, man. You already know, man. You came to build it. Yeah, that's a fact. You see, but now, right? Just like what Tavon said. You know what I mean? Pretty much your mom is not gonna jack the buffoonery. You know what I mean? Your mom is not gonna indulge in your stupidity. But then you still got the schools, like even if you are chastising your child the correct way. Black Afghanistan salute, my guy. You already know, man. BX will be next. That's a fact. Big BX energy. You know what I mean? So when you start indulging in these type of behaviors, and you know, ignorant parents teaching ignorance. Yeah, yeah, but you try not to get caught up into that. You know what I mean? Because in order for you to chastise your child, like the school, they spend a little more time with your child during the day. So I think they should play a key part in it as well. Like all parties should be held accountable. You know, that's the point I'm really trying to make. Like I don't really think that, you know, if you get kids wilding out doing what they doing and just one part of the party, you know, get held accountable for the wrongdoing. It's very important that men be in their kids' life, and especially if you have boys. Yeah, that's a fact. But then, you know, like they say, at the end of the day, sometimes your kid gonna grow up, they gonna do what they gonna do regardless. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much, you know what I mean, you on them, no matter how much, you know what I'm saying, you guide them the right way, no matter how much financially you there for them. Like some of that sometimes nowadays don't even matter. You know what I mean? That's the sad part about it. Some of that don't even matter. You know what I mean? You can raise your kid in a mansion and top notch. You dig? And at the end of the day of it, they gonna go out there, they gonna do what they gonna do. Some mimic the streets, you understand? Some mimic their friends. You know what I mean? Some just be, what's that word? Some of them just to be incoherent. You know what I'm saying? Like they just be incoherent. They ain't know better, but they just ain't gonna want to do better. You dig? So, you know, it's just sad. You know what I mean? So I got two sons, like Afghanistan. I got two sons. Gotta hold them down. Yeah, that's a fact. But how far, you know, are you gonna do when you hold? Yeah, you know what I mean. So you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, it's how far you gonna take that. DBN said, yeah, but satisfactorily, two parents' homes are more successful at raising kids to be productive members of society. Yeah, no, I know a lot of dudes that I grew up with have both of their parents in the house, and they ended up like ish. You know what I mean? They ended up like ish. You dig what I'm saying? Like they ended up like ish. Like to be real with you, I had two parents growing up at my house. I had two parents. You know what I mean? But I still wanted to do what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Still, you know, going out of town at age 13, still doing what I got to. Like, you know, it's just certain things that we'd be incoherent to when it comes down to your parents. Because, you know, some of these kids think that we was born yesterday as parents. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids think they could get over on their parents. I had both parents in my, Tavon Miller said, I had both parents in my home was an RN. My mom was an RN, then surgical nurse. My father, Jamaican military, then the U.S. Navy. I still hit the streets because they both was busy making money on the grind, never home. So it happens. Yeah, that's a fact. Zach's DC. Yeah, that's what's up. Nah, I ain't gonna never shut up, my God, but appreciate the pull up though. Agent said parents who are in their kids' business makes a difference. That's a fact. And you have to be in their business and not try to be their friend. You know what I mean? You cannot try to be these kids' friend nowadays because if you do that, you're gonna get out of control. You know what I mean? Now you ain't got no substance, you ain't standing on no law. You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of law. Because if we leave it up to the system or the streets or these kids' friends, you ain't going nowhere fast. Like that's to me, that's road to destruction right there. Nowhere fast. So you got to catch it early. You know what I mean? The kids got to know and understand. Like me personally, people, I hold my kids accountable. They have to be held accountable. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to start running around doing things just because they pop name is a big name. James A said, my sons were always getting told by my BMs, you're just like your father in a good way. Lovable. Even two of my nephews are just like me. So to say his BMs, that's the one, Bucks. I'm your parent, not your. Yeah, that's a fact. James A. And that's how it should be handled, man. It shouldn't be handled no other kind of way. Because however you look at it, that's gonna be a downfall to your kids. You know what I mean? The kids running around, you understand? The kids is making it seem like you got bad parenting skills. Word, your kids will make you look dumb in an indirect fashion. Like your parenting skills is corny. Like they just gonna let you do what you want to do. Then you know some kids will run with it. Oh yeah, yo, my mom's good. My mom's let me In all reality, that ain't how you moving. But your kids will make it seem to the outside world that that's how it is. but number wise, it gives the children a better chance. Yeah, it definitely do. You know what I mean? But your child has to be willing, man. You know, these kids these days, you know, they try to take advantage. My brother and his woman, 6 kids, same home. Their kids all been in jail, but that come from bad parenting. Right? You can have, yeah, you're right, Asia. That's a whole fact. You can have the two parents in the house, but it still doesn't mean that you're gonna get good parenting from that. They could still have bad parenting skills and be right there. I know a lot of parents like that. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of parents that go out and hang out with their daughter, hang out with their son. You know what I mean? When they under the age where they shouldn't be hanging out, and even when they up age, when they adult, you still gotta have that boundary and that law. You know what I mean? Where though they know, though you know what? I know pops ain't with this. I know moms ain't with this. So not let me push that button. You know what I mean? DBN said that's the exception. But we talking the average home. Yo, that's like that's really the average home, DBN. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the average home. Because, like, you know, I don't know if that was, who said that? Tavon, he said it best. You got the two parents in the house, but if your two parents trying to make a living, and they trying to get to the bag, and they trying to make sure you good, you may got siblings, you know, not to say that directly they ain't got no time for you, but directly they ain't got no time for you. Now, you have to man up or woman up, you know what I mean, to hold a house down without getting into no kind of dumb-ish. You know what I mean? James A., the answer is books, not give your 2-year-old phone or iPad. Yeah, that's the whole fact. And that's what goes on every time. Tavon Miller said, in this area, you got to worry about the web, raising your kids. Now your kids are, yeah, that's the whole fact. You got to read, but you damn right. That's what's going on the internet. They turn on that internet and they start mimicking what they see on the internet. Now, we ain't going to blame the internet, you know what I mean? Because your kids should know better. It's like what I tell I tell mine, yo, y'all got to know better. You know what I mean? I can't use that as an excuse. Like everybody going with, oh, yo, you know what? Drill rap did this. Nah. Because your child got the opportunity to know and understand, like, hey, yo, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't right. So if your child bouncing around the drill rap, that doesn't mean that your child got to go out there and play whatever she heard out and then do what she heard, you know, they rapping about in that drill music. Nah. You know what I mean? Holding your kids accountable. Holding them accountable, people. Word up, man. And that's the main thing of it all. And a lot of us as parents, we forget that part of it. We forget about the part where we gotta hold our kids accountable. Because, you know, and I've seen this done. You got some parents, they be scared of their kids. So they scared to tell their kids no. They scared to tell their kids, oh no, don't do this. They scared to chastise their kid. You know what I mean? So it be a lot of that take place as well. You dig what I mean? And that comes from bad parenting. There's no way that your child shouldn't fear you to a manner to where as though she lose respect for you, he lose respect for you. He's doing what he want to do and not what you told him to do. Yeah, DBN, it could be that too. You know what I mean? It could be that too, man. Too much freedom. You know what I mean? I know you want your child, you know, as they would say, learn the hard way. First property investment salute. You already know BX will be next. Yeah, I know sometimes, you know, you want to get and let your child, you know what I mean, get his hands dirty or her hands dirty and, you know, pretty much own up to what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? But then at the end, you know, you got to look at it like, all right, well, nah, put that foot down. Nah, this is not what we doing. You know what I mean? It's not what we doing. You know what I mean? And you have to do that. You have to take that into consideration because my motive is I would rather do it than the streets or another individual do it because it may end up fatal. Yeah, we can't blame the parents. We definitely ain't gonna be able to blame the parents, man. We gotta stop doing that because it's not the parents' fault. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not the parents' fault. It's all about the child, and if the child respecting, you know what I mean, what comes out that parent mouth, if the child respecting how that parent move, it all comes from that. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, again, if you don't stand on nothing, either you or your child will fall for everything. They gonna fall for everything. You know what I mean? Then you got these parents, they are rather to let the school system raise their kid, let the streets raise their kid, or even let the friends raise their kid. Tavon said, even though growing up, I always wanted a daughter, I'm actually glad I only have one son because I would be so paranoid and more worried having a girl right now in these times. Facts. It's definitely scary. It's definitely scary because when you look, females turning on rap music, you know what I mean? And the rap music telling the females, yo, play the nigga like this, or you know, go for $1. You know what I mean? And, at the end of the day, hey yo, Artie, salute. Yeah, I seen the joint earlier. Artie, you know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. That's what made me really like go in like, yo, you know what? It's wild, mind to take mine, because I heard you speaking on something like this, dealing with Halloween with the kids. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, you know what? Let me get ahead. I ain't no lawyer, I ain't no district attorney, I ain't no judge. You know what I mean? I want to kind of like, stray off of, talking about what's going on in somebody else's life. Let's just talk about reality and what's the possibility that could be going on in the streets, like right now. You know what I'm saying? With your kids, hold on. Doug is home, Cam. That's official. They let him go. Cam said Doug home. That's a sidebar. Is that official, Cam? Did the judge say he was released? All right. Salute the young Doug, man. You know what I mean? Salute the young Doug, man. Now you know what the streets gonna be saying. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him though. Oh, that's what everyone's talking about. So it's not for sure the truth yet. See, that's why I want to dig into that. You know what I'm saying? This live right now is about reality. I don't even want to worry about that young kid. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man. That ain't real. That's something that man got caught up in, right? And instead of him holding himself accountable, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? And we talking. That's what we talking about right now. Look at the conversation we having right now. It's about accountability. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? Whether right, wrong, or different. You have to hold yourself to that. And then you mingling and you doing what you doing and you calling yourself the boss, king, slime, and all that. Like, all that come with something, man. It could come with greatness. It could come with grief. Like, yeah. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? If he home, salute to that. Hope he do better. You know what I mean? If he know better, you dig? So, salute to that. Salute to that. Word, salute to that. Other than that, though, people, you know what I mean? Like, these are, a lot of conversations that should be had when you're dealing with these YouTube streets. You understand me? Because as you know, you get a lot of people up here, they talk this, they talk that, they talk this, or I'm doing this, or yo, I pull out, yo, pull up to my house, yo, drop my Addy. But then yet, these people got kids living inside their house, but they telling somebody else to pull up to their house. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you standing on? You're not standing on nothing. You know what I mean? That disease is going to grow and grow and grow. Now you got your kids, yeah, nigga, pull up. Yeah, nigga, pull up. So now these kids right now, they don't care about nothing. They shoot at air. They don't even care who they hit or nothing. All they know, they got one. You know what I mean? So now they pulling up to your house, doing all kind of crazy things. Monique said parents these days want to be their kids' friends instead of their parents. Whole fact. And that's what goes on. That's what goes on. Hit it right on the nail. Boom. They want to be their friends. You know what I mean? They be scared to tell their kids the truth and how they really feel. Because I think some parents really want to lead their kids the right way, but they just don't, they just don't have the guts to, how I would say, to debunk their kids' ways and actions. All they want to do is, yeah, well, this kid, that, and it's always dumb parents. They got a whole bunch of stories to talk about somebody else's kid or somebody else's child, right? But then when it comes down to their child, all bets is off. And they child be the one that's running reckless out here, doing all kind of mess, You know what I'm saying? Like I had spoke on FBG Duck, mom. You know, she's like, oh yeah, I'm suing and all that. My take on that is I ain't got nothing. I ain't got a problem with you suing and all that. But you don't understand what your child was into when he was out here on these streets. He wasn't no angel. When he was out here on the streets, he was doing what he was doing. He wasn't no angel, people. You know what I mean? So you got to hold yourself accountable and say to myself, yo, you know what? At the end of the day, the only thing that I could do is try to prevent this happening from my other kids. Look at her kids down the line. She pretty much lost all her kids to the streets. All her kids to the streets. You know what I mean? So what you say? You know, that's a prime example of a parent being a kid's friend instead of letting their kids know right from wrong. You know what I mean? Instead of letting them know from right from wrong. They get in trouble, he go to the kid. Oh yeah, well my kid ain't do this. Well, your kid could be dead wrong. And you're defending your child by any means, but when your child dead wrong, it should be your child should be dead wrong. Hold your child accountable. Because they had never learned. You know what I mean? Something happened to you, they moving on in life and they become an adult. You know what I mean? They go to their jobs, they lackadaisical. They think that's cool. Oh yeah, well, you know, my mom ain't never do this, you know, or my mom would have did this, or my papa would have did this. Like, you know, that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? That right there, you know, it shows a lot about, like I said, the foundation within your home. Because a kid will make your foundation within your home look like you ain't a good parent. That's just the truth. They make it look like you're not a good parent, people. And you could be busting your chops out here for your child. You know what I'm saying? You could move in earth, wind, and fire to make sure your child is good money. When the parents these days are scared to parent because of the system. Yeah, nowadays, you know, these kids now, they get chastised. They got the authority to call police on their own parent. You know what I mean? They got the authority to call police on their own parent. James A. said, I think it was something about having two parents at a home makes you more successful, but that's not a fact. Sis, I'm from one parent family, and I'm good, sis, even though I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. The two parent household, it works if you work it. You know what I mean? But it's not always a guarantee that it's gonna work. It's not gonna always be a guarantee it's gonna work, people. You know what I'm saying? When he said the system had parents thinking the kid can do whatever they want, and if you chastise them, you're going to jail, or ACS going to step in and remove them. And that's what they do. The system will come and destroy your whole family, your whole foundation, all because your child don't like how you parent it. Right? So now the parent, they got to worry about how they beat their kid. You know, your kid go to school with some marks, and them teachers be like, yo, where you get this mark from? And they say, oh, well, my mom or my dad beat me. Now the system looking at you like you're an unfit parent because you chastising your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part of it just be weird. And then nobody wants to hold their kid accountable. But check this out. Let something happen when your kid go shoot up a school or something. They'll hold a parent accountable then. They'll hold a parent accountable then. You know what I mean? So overall, I think that's the bad. Parents these days just don't have that big mama had back then. They lack patience and love for these kids. Yeah, because you got some parents, they quickly like, all right, I'm gonna throw, hey, go ahead in this group home. Just give up so they can, like nowadays, so you could turn around and see them on the Instagram partying and shaking they you know what, and running around with this one and that one, and knowing that their home is broken. DBN said, of course it is. Not saying if you was raised in a single parent home, you're doomed. Yeah, but you know that it's a key point, man. Because it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I mean? Damn if you do, damn if you don't, man. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, either way, it's all bad due to the fact that you have to remain a parent. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with being friends with your kids. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Tavon said kids call the ACS thinking they tough, but when they get into group homes, yeah, they see the real. Yeah, they see how other people, handling them. You know what I mean? You get some families, they get your kid, you dig? They might have not even had no kids, so they didn't even know how to raise a kid. So now they get your kid into they circumference zone, and they raising your kids wacky. You know what I'm saying? So now you looking like a deadbeat parent. You know what I mean? Monique said my mom didn't play with us. She said something, and we listened and did what she said because her hands work well, and the word was her bond. She said she meant, and she definitely acted on it. Yeah, they ain't got these kind of parents no more. That's what I'm trying to say. Them parents is like dinosaurs. Word, them parents is like dinosaurs nowadays, man. You know what I'm saying? These parents nowadays, man, is worried about, yo, you got something to smoke, son? Or the daughter, where you at tonight? Or, do my hair. You know what I mean? It's just all kind of, messery. Asia said, Tavon Miller, my mom used to tell my sister, call the people. I call them for you. She was gonna, yeah. But see, you ain't got renegade moms like that no more, Asia, and we need that. My mom would have probably said the same thing. Hold on, I'm gonna beat you know what, while they come, and when they come, I'ma still beat you know what, and tell them to take me to jail. You know what I mean? And that's the messed up part of it. It's always the ones who literally, is trying to, how would I say, trying to make a good out of their child life and trying to be there for their child, and they just can't. Humble, humble resentment. Bucks, do you have kids? And if so, what advice you have for young fathers? Yes, I have kids. This is what we're talking about right now. My advice is you got to hold your child accountable. You know what I mean? It's not cool to take sides. Like for me, right, personally, like if my child get into something, right, you know what I mean? Let's just say it's in school. I'm not gonna sit there and hold a conversation with the people while my daughter there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna double back and get my intake on it because by nature your child gonna want you to hold them down. You know what I mean? I was a child. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So what you do is you get your own intake and you get your own understanding on what went on, and then you hold your child accountable. You know what I mean? You don't have your child thinking, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get ahead and go beat this person up, and at the end of the day, you know, the kid walk away. Yeah, that's what my pops and my mom, that's what they want me to do. They told me don't let nobody know. They ain't use that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you got to hold them accountable. You got to let them know, yo, listen, this is right and this is wrong. If you went and you acted out of pocket, you have to be held accountable for that. You have to be, because the longer road down life, you might not get a second chance. So as they going through their motion and their trials and their tribulations and they moving accordingly, they know and understand, like, all right, you know what? I know better, so I'm gonna do better. And it ain't gonna work for all. It ain't gonna work for all. But the number one goal is to hold them accountable, humble. You know what I mean? That's the advice I give a young parent, today. Hold your child accountable. Don't make your child feel like, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, my parents will come and, they gonna come get me out the jam. Nah. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know, listen, you dead wrong. You shouldn't have did that. Yeah, and sometimes now, you know what I mean? You know, the punishment could be, aggressive. You can throw aggressive punishment. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have a lenient punishment. You know what I mean? But the moral of it all is that your kids will get the point. They get the idea to know that once you do something and you breaking rules or you breaking laws, I'm not gonna be the one that'll stand behind you knowing that you're dead wrong. Because what's gonna happen? Your child gonna be moving in these streets like I do no wrong, and when they out here doing all the things that's wrong, how would they know better to do better? Queen T Royale, good evening. Appreciate the pull up. You know what I mean? And that's how you handle that. You know what I mean? I think you have a great turnout if you stand on it. James A, that's a fact. Kids having kids. You know what I mean? Even with that. You know what I mean? You got some parents, man, that, you know, especially these mothers with these daughters, you know what I mean? Great advice, respect, big bro. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? Appreciate you for pulling up. Appreciate you for even listening and take the time. You know what I mean? But, you know, with these mothers, right? You know, they make it okay, right? Let's say your child of age and they start dating, whether it be female or male, right? And they just bounce around from relation to relation. You know what I mean? Not building no kind of bond, not nothing. Those kids seen their parent do that, whether it be the mother or the father. Oh, yo, it's cool. This don't work out. I'm gonna go see dad and go rock with this person. Oh, you know what? This relationship ain't working out, or the parenting ain't working out with the child. I'm gonna get ahead and bounce, leave that alone. And I'm gonna go make another child somewhere else. That's not cool. I never thought that was cool. And even speaking with that, right? Same thing. Whether mother or father. It ain't cool to be like, oh yeah, I was in a relationship last month, and then you into a whole nother month, you went to a whole nother relationship with somebody else. Now your kids are seeing another man come up in there, and he ain't gonna be there for long. Why would you invite a man that's in your home and you know you got kids and you know that's not gonna be sanctioned, that's not gonna be standard, that's not longevity. You know what I mean? Like, these are the mistakes that, you know, we make as parents. This is why I don't allow my kids around no woman. You understand? If I'm not involved in that woman, I'm not allowing my kids to get a relation. I'm not allowing, and if I do, you know, I try not to make it where I gotta explain to my child. I don't want that. Because now you got to live for your child. Now you trying to get in a relationship, you know what I mean, just for the sake of who your child wants you to be with, or, you know what I mean, that right there is not cool. You know what I mean? So, you know, the best thing to stay out of that, you don't just bring anybody around your kids. You just don't bring anybody into your home. You know what I mean? Because that can have an effect on your child. Your child may start moving and grooving like that's cool. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? F him. Don't hold their child accountable. So now they just straight, yeah, you know, a woman, if you don't want to be with him, you ain't got to be with him. And, you know, it goes on to the goofiness where at the end of the day, your child shouldn't be put in that predicament, right? To be bounced around from at that young age from boyfriend to boyfriend. You know, advice that I give myself, you know what I mean, when my daughter gets to that age, you know, I'm gonna let my daughter know we not doing the boyfriend to boyfriend thing. You know what I mean? You bring anybody around me and you introduce them to me as your boyfriend when you get of age or as your man, that guy I want to see around at least for 5 years or better. Now, it's not guaranteed. You know, everything is not guaranteed, people. But these are the goals that you set and you let your child know. This is what is going to be happening. Now, you know, when they get of age, they start smelling themselves and they start moving the way they want to move. But yet and still, you still install that type of law. We're not going to be having this man, that man. Oh, yeah, well, we got this person over here. You know, I ain't jacking him no more, so I'm going to get ahead and go deal with this person. Or, you know, I seen my pop, he had like 3-4 girlfriends, and that goes on. You know, the mans ain't off the hook on this one. The men play a guilty part of this as well. You know, they run around, they introduce their kids to all kind of women and all this, and now they, you know, you try to go chastise your child looking at you like, well, damn, Pop, I just seen you with like 30 females. Damn, Mom, I just seen you had 3-4 niggas in and out of here. How you trying to tell me how to live? So that's when you lose the respect from your child. You know what I mean? You totally lose the respect from your child. You know what I mean? This is why, you know, this live, you know, I appreciate everybody for pulling up and giving me a little time. Like I said, it ain't going to be, you know, a long one. This is a short one. You know what I mean? Queen T Royale, salute. Queen T Royale said, when we was growing up, we got whipped. That's a whole fact. When ironing calls and all, I come from that era. It's a whole fact. You know what I mean? A whole fact. I come from that era. But you don't got that now. Because if you do that now, try beating a kid now with a stitchy cord. 9 times out of 10, you going to jail. or your child will try to fight you back. You know, so that's why I made this live, people. You know what I mean? Just to, it was something I just wanted to, step outside the box. Like I said, I didn't want to get caught up with all that Young Thug, dirt, and all that. They made their bed, they gotta land it. You know what I mean? I made my bed, I'm landing it. You know what I mean? And I'm making it up every time I get up. So at the end of the day, what I mean? I just thought it was just, dope for me to bring this mental nourishment. You know what I mean? Because it goes on, man. You know what I mean? These kids, we are losing these kids. I'm talking about like in the craziest numbers ever. And it ain't really due to what they doing outside. And it ain't due to what's going on inside. It's due to the fact that we not holding these kids accountable, man. We not holding them accountable. And it sound harsh, man, but like if you know your child was doing what he's supposed to be doing and he in the streets and he's shaking and moving and something happened to him, I'm not saying you don't go show support, but you let him know, listen, that's what you did. You got to hold that down. You know what I mean? I'm not whooping and crying, oh, well, the judge should have did this. Nah, because if you wouldn't have did what you did and put yourself in that predicament, you wouldn't be in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't be in it. You dig? So when you start to complaining and you start to, oh yo, well, my child didn't deserve. Nah, because you should have taught your child better and they would have knew better and they would have did better. And a lot of these kids, they do that, knowing they kids out here selling drugs and they reaping the benefits of the money. So and they kid ain't doing no wrong, and then when something happened to him, now they boo home. Oh, my baby ain't hurt nobody, but he still got smoked in baby's party. You understand me? Like, you gotta hold yourself accountable, man. You and your child got to be held accountable. You know what I mean? They got to be held accountable, man, because if they don't be held accountable, guess what? They're gonna think they're gonna get away with murder. So all they wrongdoings that they doing, they're gonna look in the mirror and be like, well, I ain't do nothing wrong. I was just such and such. No, you did wrong, daughter. You did wrong, son. You know what I mean? And when you preach that into your kid's head, they bump into some kind of situations, they won't be in a situation like Young Thug. Like, in your heart what you did wrong, hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? We look, 2 years in the trial, nigga put his kids through turmoil, man. Put his family through turmoil in 2 years. But at the end of the day, you still take a plea? You should have took that plea way, you know what I mean? Because you didn't think about your kids. You spending all that money on a lawyer. Nigga, you wasn't get pulled out of a church and they just said, let's go get Young Thugger, let's go get Jeffrey. You know what I mean? He did this and he's in church. He's a good old boy. Like, that ain't happened. So his parents should have made him hold himself accountable. Well, you ain't have to have. Look, let me tell you something my mom told me, yo. In order for somebody to tell on you, man, somewhere down the line, you had to do them wrong. Not all cases. But 85% of these cases, man, when you're dealing with these people, look what's going on. Example, look at Dirk. All Dirk friends is telling them now because now the rumors going on that he ain't pay for bails, he ain't get them no lawyers. He didn't stand firm. Now, when you calling yourself the boss, you got to stand firm. Because once you stop doing that, guess what? They got to eat too. Look at the movie Shot This. He said, look at all them people over there. In my words, it's not what he said, but in my words, them dudes are all dogs, man. They eat anybody's food you tell them to eat. But once you do something wrong and you rub them the wrong way, guess what? You be the next plate. Why put yourself in that predicament? So my mom's always tell me, son, you claiming you run around, you the boss and this and that, you got to hold yourself accountable. You can't be mad if someone felt like they got betrayed and then I'm not jacking snitching at all. But look where the snitching come from. Not holding themselves accountable. Period. Not holding themselves accountable. This is why that thumbnail, sometimes your kids be a reflection of you, but that reflection could go bad. So now as a parent, you gotta hold yourself accountable to say, damn, you know what, man? I gotta find a different way, man, to where as though, I can kind of let my kids know and understand that when you do something, you break the law, you do something in a household that ain't culture, like, you have to be held accountable. It's consequences dealing with wrongdoing in America today. And you should be the one that'll rather change the situation. Because if you leave it to the streets, you leave it to these jails, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. You know what I mean? So, on that note, like I said, this was going to be a short one, and that's just what I meant. You know what I mean? I just wanted to give a little spill, you know what I'm saying, on, this is pretty much holding your kids accountable, people. You know what I mean? Being true to your kids. You know what I mean? Stop hindering your kids' growth. You know what I mean? By not letting them know the truth. By not letting them know what's real. Because it's a real world out here. Everything that goes on inside your home is a totally different ball game what happens outside in these streets. You know what I mean? So you have to be that parent that'll say, yo, listen, this is not what we doing. We're not going to do this. We're not going to get caught up with all the buffoonery. Because at the end of the day, you know who pays for it? The parents. Something happened to their child, the parents go grief. No matter what. So in order for you to save that, hold your child accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them know the truth. Don't sugarcoat the truth. Let them know right from wrong. And keep bashing that in their head. It's one thing for a child to know and they'll do better than a child who don't know and try to do better. They can't. Because if they did, they would have knew better. You know what I mean? So it's more, right? How they say, being a parent. It's more being a parent, you know what I mean? And you moving around, you dig, and you want to stand. All right, that was a bad move. You sit your little one down. Yo, that was a bad move, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something you shouldn't have did because that reflects on the parent. You know what I mean? Your son, your daughter out here moving wacky. They treat somebody wrong. You don't know what them people got in mind. You know what I mean? Even down to snitching. You know what I mean? Your kid be out here into the wrong things and things don't go right. They start snitching. They start telling. You don't know what kind of repercussions that could come, on the parent. You know what I mean? They come shoot your house up. You know what I mean? The parent ain't got nothing to do with it. This is the child. You know what I mean? So kind of, to beat that, because that's a demon, you got to do better. You know what I mean? So, today's mental nourishment, man, is hold your child, hold your kids accountable. You know what I mean? With that being said, y'all ready, man. Salute the 050 the movement, man. You dig? Shout out to my man China Brim. Shout out to my man Harlem Legend. Shout out to my man Platinum Shine, aka The Machine. One for them over being 050 bucks. You dig what I mean? Aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. Aka Mr. 10453. Aka I'm always there, you never there. Aka $1 billion bucks. You know what I mean? And the list goes on. You know what I mean? And the list goes on. So, with that being said, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Halloween. Y'all be safe. You understand what I'm saying? And know this. Don't sugarcoat nothing when it comes to your kids. Let them know the real. So as they move on in their journey, they know the real and they will handle it as being real. On that note, appreciate everybody for pulling up. And I'm out. It's your boy 050 bucks, aka Mr. Is Dark, aka Buck De Niro, all hundreds. Wow.